Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain, back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. So here we are back in the Veil of the Twilight, and we're going to head off to do Ritual Sacrifice. So in order to do that, we do need to head into the Slayer area. And in order to get to Veil itself, you can actually head here directly from the airship, or you can access it through the 12. There will be access to this Slayer area right there. So in order to get to Ritual, once you head out the door, you do want to head off the left and just kind of follow this. If you don't make the jump, don't worry. I just do this just as it's easier to run than it is to swim. But you just want to swim and head underneath this bridge right here. Jumping will make it a little bit faster, so... And once past the bridge, right here on the left-hand side, we will see kind of a dirt path leading up. We're going to head there, and we're just going to head straight ahead. Now, as you see on our map, we did start that trek in a different video, but we encountered a zone lag issue. And it wouldn't actually let us progress, so... I did obviously restart. You guys don't need to see us getting stuck. And yeah, so from there, we're going to hop around and back up our ramp. And we're just going to follow this path up here. Now, where that guy is standing, the Windlasher, we're going to head up here. And then we're going to want to turn off to the right. And we're just going to keep heading down the side of the mountain here. And eventually it will let us turn up and around. Heading straight to the quest here. Now, this quest here is fairly simple and the enemies are not too bad. Honestly, the hardest part of this quest here will be the end fight, simply because you have to stop a guy from dying, and as we all know, NPCs like to commit suicide, so... Alright. So, like always, first thing here, we are gonna give ourselves some buffs. Alright, there we go. So at this point here, you can head left or right. It really doesn't make a difference as they both loop around to the other side. Personally, I head off to the right. I know some people who head left. Like I said, it all comes down to personal preference. It really doesn't make a difference. However, they do have enemies on both sides, so if you are wanting to get the extra kills, by all means head both directions there. Now, once you're done either side, you will come up to the center here, where you will be greeted by a whole bunch of these Windlashers, and one of which being a red name. You do need to kill the red named Windlasher. Once he is defeated, it will open up the door, summoning a few more just random enemies. Now, I am just going to quickly kill these guys here. Of course, the Reapers, because Reapers. Alright. So once everything is dead, there we go. So once everything is dead, you're going to want to head out the door here, and you'll notice on either side of the platforms at the top you are going to have two enemies, so there'll be two there two there, and two there. And you'll also have a wind elemental here in the center. Now, once they are defeated, oh, you'll see more guys up top there. That's where they would be. Once they're all dead, you do want to head off to the left, and you'll see a couple of earth elementals at the lever here. So just go ahead and pull the lever, as there are two levers in this area, and you got to grab them both. So once you grab our first one, again, you can just hug the wall here. It'll lead around a little bit, and we'll see our other wind lashers, some here as well. And again, go ahead and pull the lever. Now once you've done both those levers, just continue heading across the north here, and it will lead you to that bridge. And you're just going to want to cross the bridge. You'll see the lights, the faces are lit up, indicating that yes, you have pulled both levers. And you're going to want to head in here. Now at the end, you'll come across another little village with some dudes. Just make sure it works for them. Again, it's nothing major. Once they're gone, you're going to want to head north and across here. Now here they do have some air methods. As you can see, they're kind of hidden-ish. So just watch yourself. And then again, just cross the bridge. Now we're going to get to this section here. So anytime you see these pillars, there are actually 2 times that you'll get locked in. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cross the path and wait until everyone's in. Once you get a little ways in, it's going to slam up the barriers and kind of put you in a ambush scenario. Once everyone's dead, the barriers do drop and you can push forward. So here, again, we have them up on the ledge. Both there and up there. And here, I always head off to the right to deal with these guys. If you don't, sometimes they'll make their way around to the left, and rather than have them coming up from behind, I like to just take them out on my terms. At that point, you do want to head through the giant tree. There will be, again, enemies coming at you. There we go. Now, once you're done there, up at the top, again, more enemies. Obviously, you will need range. Now, if you're not able to get them now, you can just run past and then head back around later on to go down and get them. Or again, if you just have a little bit of range, you can take them out now. Now, aside from that, down this ravine here, you will have some enemies. As you see, they're mostly on this side here. But you also find them towards the bottom here. Now, the other thing that's down the ravine here, on the far northern section, just right where that campfire is there actually is a set of shrines down there. So if you do need a shrine, you can hop into the water. Why I'm not hopping down is that is a little bit of a swim, and it takes up time. But the ladder is right here on this side. So you can swim down, get the shrine, swim over here, head back up, and then you're going to continue on heading north here. Now you do need to head completely north through this lever. It'll open up the door. And again, there are some guys in here. Now, once you start entering this room, it's going to set a timer for some guys to come up behind you. Alright, and then you just want to kill these people here. So there they are sneaking in behind us. There we go. Up top here, there are 2 levers. You do need to pull them both. And again, just watch out for these symbols on the floor. They will spawn in air elementals. So there's another one right here. And we'll grab our second lever. Now, once we pulled both these levers, it will open a door outside here. So we're just going to open our lever here. And you're going to want to turn right so that we're heading west. And we're just going to go through the big open section here. Now, those two levers that we had pulled, they go to this door right here. Now, coming up right shortly is going to be our first kind of optional. I say optional as it does give some extra stuff, but it's not really optional as it is required to continue. Alright, so again we have one of these sections, but this one, it won't throw up the barrier. It's just that first one there, and then we have one more later on. Alright, so once you clear this room, you're going to want to head to the southern section through the door, and this is that kind of optional I was talking about. So what's going to happen here is at the far end, it's saying defeat the Devil Assault. So at the very far end here, it has a portal. The portal will constantly spawn enemies, and our objective is to kill everything. Now, I personally like to stay way back and just use range damage. And it kind of goes in waves. So here is a wave, it's just bats and a singular devil. Second wave, as you can see, is spiders. And after the spiders, it is troglodytes. Now, once the troglodytes are defeated, there is one more final wave. And here it is. So this one here, it's got Orthon and a couple of cats. Nothing too dangerous, and here we go. Now, once everything is dead, it does give us a nice little chest. And then we can go ahead and talk to this guy. Now, what he'll do is he'll open our path deeper in, which will be this door right here off to the west. So he does take the time to finish his conversation before opening it. And there we go. Now with this section, you will actually have endless respawns coming from the far end. So every now and then you will be actually greeted with a wave of enemies. Now this does stop once you reach the end and head through the door right across there. But again, you gotta get up and over there. So there they are making their way across. So once they're killed, again, it starts that countdown timer to respawn them. So if you are taking too long in each group, again, you will just have to fight that wave a few times. But if you're moving at a fairly brisk pace, as you see, you just kind of run into a couple of them here. And here we go. So again, if we hadn't gone as fast as we were, we'd just keep fighting waves of those guys. Oh, very last bit of them. So there we go. So once you kind of get to this point and head through, it will have stopped that spawning. And we can just continue on. Alright. So at this point, again, we want to head through these barriers. And now we're at the upper section. So off to our immediately left, we will have this little hut right here. Now, the reason I'm pointing out this hut is this section we have to defeat 4 Windlasher Mystics. There's 2 on this side, 2 on the other half. Sometimes there will be 1 spawning here. So again, I just wanted to point that out on the off chance that that's where he had spawned. Now, you will notice the Mystics as they are a different color. So typically they're wearing like that kind of bluish outfit. The Mystics will be wearing a different color there. Alright, and then we have this door to the south. Now, some people do head through and kill first. Personally, I head through the door first. That way I don't have to backtrack here. So I head through the door south. And it kind of leads me through the cave here. And here's a second barrier. This barrier will erect an ambush, so just be, again, prepared. Wait for everybody to make it inside. And then set off their trap. Now, the types of elementals that you get is semi-randomized. I've had it times where it's all earth elementals, times where it's all air elementals. Like now, I've had it times where there's 3 enemies, 4 enemies, 2 enemies. It again changes. Alright. So at this point, don't really want to fall down. Because this area there below us, we've actually gone through before. And remember that part where I was saying that if you ever need to hop down to kill them, you can do so here. So there were those levers where we pulled to head through the gate. So if you fall, you just got some backtracking. And yeah, it's kind of annoying, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, so moving across the platforms, we do have some shrines. And we still haven't actually found the Mystics on this side. So, oh, here we go. So as you can see, look quite a bit different. They are all in red opposed to the blue. And it does keep track there, so we got 3 left. But yeah, each side here has a few specific locations. So Mystic can spawn in there. As you see, he just spawned in there. He can spawn in that one. And of course, cross this bridge. And in this one here, which is where he will be, as this is the last spot. Alright, once all these ones on this side are defeated, so 2, You're going to want to head back, using the shrine, obviously, again, if you need. If not, just push forward. And you're going to want to head back to the other side. So typically, if you're in a group, some will go one way, the other will go the other way, just again to speed things up. Or again, stick as a group depending on what is needed there. Alright, so now we just got 2 more mystics on this side. Alright. Now, if you've gotten them all to this point, you do just want to head over to the blue barrier. If not, obviously, you gotta head down the other side and actually get the last of the kills. So here's a great one. Once they all die, you can see that barrier drops. And the guy that we had saved from that small little devil invasion, he's now standing over by the gate, or rather will be once we actually get over there. Now at this point, this is the, leading up to the end fight. Our objective is to keep him alive. So yeah, what you can do is you can cast buffs on him himself, including Death Ward, which is super handy for him to have. You can also have, if you have hirelings, you can have them defending him. That way they'll be sure to heal him and the like. Alright, and once everybody is good to go, you're going to want to pull the lever and head through. Now, basically it's going to be set up in sections. Each section will have mystics. As the mystics die, the barrier drops, and you can head deeper in. Ooh, and we got a Plague Reaper on him. That is not good. So yeah, it's essentially, again, keeping him alive while pushing deeper in. What a lot of groups tend to do is they will kill the mystics. Obviously, make sure there's no Reapers on him. But just let him stay back there killing an elemental. The elementals aren't too dangerous to him, and it will slow him down while you push forward killing everything else. So again, here we go. A few more mystics. Some elementals. And now we kind of have a fairly bigger cavern with a lot more of these gnolls, but again, these ones aren't too terrible. Got some elementals. Again, a couple of mystics. And once the last of the mystics are down, it does open up a barrier here to head into the final fight, which is 2 Orthons and our little Tiefling Fiend. Yeah, you just want to lay into him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Simple, straightforward. As you see, we got 40,000. Took us just over 20 minutes. It's real good XP1. And again, chest, you want to make sure you grab your stone. We got some parts for green steel crafting, and again, some heroic deeds. Once you're done, all that's left is to recall back to town, turn in, and yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys for the next one. Have a good one, all.